Otis is a high-quality elevator and escalator company, but the market is currently pricing it with much more skepticism than in the previous cycle. Historically, Otis deserved a premium because the business is not only about selling new elevators. The real value is in the installed base: maintenance, repair, modernization, and long-term service contracts. That makes the company more recurring and defensive than a typical construction supplier. The success since the spin-off has been clear. Otis built a strong standalone identity, defended margins, generated consistent cash flow, and used buybacks to support EPS growth. The service business has been the core engine. Every elevator installed today can become a multi-decade service relationship, and that is why investors were willing to pay a high multiple when growth looked stable. But the historical mistake was assuming that the premium multiple was automatic. The chart shows this clearly. In 2021 to 2024, the price moved into a much higher zone as the market rewarded stability, pricing, margin discipline, and service growth. But when new equipment demand started to look weaker, especially in China, investors began to question whether earnings growth could keep justifying that premium. Now to the present. With the stock around $71.10, Otis is trading well below the prior high range and below the normal valuation path shown in the chart. That tells us sentiment has become cautious. The market is not saying Otis is a bad company. It is saying that the earnings outlook needs proof. Recent results support both sides of the debate. Service remains strong with repair and modernization demand growing, but new equipment is still under pressure in weaker construction markets. Looking forward, the estimates area is important. The fair value and normal value lines move higher into 2026 to 2028, which means that if EPS continues to compound, the current price could prove too pessimistic. But the re-rating depends on three things: service growth staying resilient, modernization backlog converting into revenue, and new equipment stabilizing enough that it stops dragging on the story. Otis is priced more like a company facing a growth pause than a structural decline. If the service engine keeps compounding and China/new equipment headwinds become manageable, the stock has room for valuation repair. If not, the discount may remain justified. Let's go straight into the risks, because with Otis the biggest risk is not the installed base. That part of the business is valuable and resilient. The real risk is whether service strength can fully offset weakness in new equipment and construction-related demand. The first major risk is China. Otis still has exposure to the Chinese property and construction cycle, and that market has been under pressure for years. If new equipment demand in China remains weak, it can drag on revenue growth and reduce investor confidence, even if the service business continues to perform well. The second risk is the global construction cycle. Elevators and escalators are tied to commercial buildings, residential projects, infrastructure, hotels, offices, and urban development. When developers become cautious because financing costs are high or property demand is weak, new installations slow down. That does not destroy Otis's business, but it can reduce the growth rate. Another risk is service margin pressure. Service is the crown jewel, but it is not immune to labor costs, technician availability, wage inflation, parts costs, and investments in digital tools. If Otis needs to spend more to protect service quality or win modernization projects, margins may not expand as quickly as investors expect. Modernization is also a key watch item. The backlog looks attractive, but backlog is not the same as profit. Projects must be executed on time, priced correctly, and converted into cash flow. If execution disappoints, the market may question the quality of the growth. Competition matters too. Otis has a strong brand and global scale, but it competes with Cone, Schindler, TK Elevator, and local players. In weaker markets, pricing discipline can become harder. Finally, valuation risk is important. Otis is a quality compounder, and quality stocks often trade at a premium. But if EPS growth slows, that premium can compress quickly. Otis's risks are mainly about growth normalization, weaker new equipment, China exposure, margin pressure, and whether service and modernization can carry the full earnings story. Now the opportunity side, and this is where Otis still has a strong long-term case. The company is not just selling elevators. It is managing one of the largest global installed bases in the industry, and that installed base creates recurring service revenue for years. In the short term, the biggest opportunity is service. Maintenance, repair, and modernization remain the core profit engine. In Q1 2026, Otis showed that service demand is still healthy, with all service lines growing and repair especially strong. That matters because service revenue is typically more resilient than new equipment and can protect earnings during weaker construction cycles. Second, modernization is a major lever. Older elevators need upgrades for safety, efficiency, reliability, aesthetics, and digital monitoring. Otis reported modernization orders up 11% and modernization backlog up about 30% at constant currency, which gives the company visible work to convert over time. Another opportunity is capital allocation. Otis generates strong cash flow and continues using buybacks. In Q1 2026, the company repurchased about $400 million of shares, which can support EPS if the stock remains undervalued. Long-term, the bigger story is the aging installed base. Elevators are critical infrastructure. Buildings do not simply stop using them in a downturn. As equipment ages, maintenance becomes more necessary and modernization becomes more valuable. That gives Otis a long runway that is less dependent on new construction than many investors assume. Digital service is another long-term opportunity. Predictive maintenance, remote monitoring, connected equipment, and route optimization can improve uptime for customers and productivity for Otis. If executed well, technology can strengthen retention and protect margins. Service keeps growing, modernization backlog converts, new equipment stabilizes, and Otis uses cash flow intelligently. If that happens, today's discounted valuation can move closer to the normal fair value path again. The analyst rating picture for Otis is mixed but not bearish. We have 2 strong buy ratings, 4 buy ratings, and the largest group, 9 analysts, sitting at hold. There are no regular sell ratings, but there is 1 strong sell, which shows that the market still has real concerns. To me, this mix makes sense. Otis is a high-quality business with a very attractive service model. The installed base creates recurring maintenance, repair, and modernization revenue, and that gives the company better resilience than a normal construction supplier. But the reason most analysts are not aggressively bullish is growth visibility. New equipment demand is still pressured in weaker construction markets, especially China, and investors want to see whether service growth can fully offset that. The company also needs to prove that modernization backlog turns into profitable revenue, not just headline orders. The bullish case is that Otis is being undervalued because the market is focusing too much on new equipment weakness and not enough on the durability of service. The cautious case is that EPS growth stays slower for longer, which keeps the multiple below historical premium levels. Analyst sentiment is balanced. Otis is not viewed as broken, but it is in a prove-it phase. If service, modernization, and cash flow remain strong, the hold ratings could gradually shift more positive.